Hey guys, this is Mr. H, and this is question number 32 on the Regents review. So let's jump into this. It says the value of Tony's investment was $11,140 on January 1st. And then on this date, 3 years later, his investment was worth $1,824. So it says, what's the average rate of change for this investment? It says if the average rate of change for this investment was 19 per, now we got to find out what the units were. Okay, so basically when you're trying to find the average rate of change, that's basically the slope. So what we're going to do is we're going to go, okay, and 3 years later, it was worth $1,824, and it started out at $1,140. So what we're trying to figure out is when we started, it was zero. The time was zero, and then it was 3 years later. And now what we're trying to say is the average rate of change or the slope was 19 per something. So now what we need to do is we basically need to, didn't mean to do that. What we're trying to do is we're trying to find out what X is. What's the units? So it was 19 per something. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to insolve. So let me do this. Let me grab the calculator. I'm going to make this larger so that you can see what I'm doing. So here, now, so I'm going to go to the calculate screen and I'm going to use insolve. So I'm going to go menu 31. And then I'm going to put in that equation that I have. So it was control divide. So it was $1,824 3 years later. It started out at $1,140. And then we're trying to find out what's the unit? So we're trying to say X is the variable. When we started, it was at 0. And then we know that the slope was equal to 19. So now I'm going to solve for X. So it's going to be comma X. And then I'm just going to press enter. So it says that X is 36. So it's at 3 years, right? So let me go back to my iPad. So it's at 3 years later. So now 3 years is equal to 36 months. So the units for this was months. So it took him, he was averaging $19 per month. Every month, his investment was going up by $19. So I know that since it was 3 years, I just needed to find out, okay, 3 years, was it years, days, months, quarters, whatever? It was actually 36, because 36 times 19 will give me the amount that it increased by. So it was going up by $19 per month. So that would be the answer, number 2. Now, this is a kind of unusual question. When I first saw this question, when I was looking at the exam, I was a little confused about what it was actually asking, but all it's asking is the average rate of change is basically the slope. They gave you the starting amount, they gave you the ending amount, and they told you that it took 3 years to get there. So basically what we were trying to do is figure out what were we measuring this in? What were the units? Was it months? Was it days? Was it quarters? And we found out that it was 36 months. So that's the units. Okay. I am going to stop this and post it.